The NFL season is here. Ravens games are here, and you are here with the Purple Rain podcast. Yes, welcome back to the NFL season. Yes, welcome back to the Purple
Yes.
Rain podcast, episode 260. The Jeff Mitchell episode, Nick Moore episode, Eugene Monroe, Jason Brown, and Stephen Means episode of the Purple Rain podcast. We have a game in about an hour and change. Nothing too
Crazy.
important. Just the first game of the season. Yeah, we're back. Off season's over. No more OA training camp hype. No more Bateman training camp hype. No more Tez Walker. The usual training camp hype suspects. But welcome back to the Purple Rain podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at, which actually is live right there now, at the Purple Rain podcast. You can follow this guy right here on Instagram, on X at Sutton Def. Follow me on Instagram at simplyas10.prod and on X at simplyas10. And most importantly, our sponsor, Manscaped. You actually texted me a day. Birdie told you some new Manscaped stuff is coming out, and we'll have it to show off. So I'm looking forward to that. If you are not hip to Manscaped, we do have a nice code PRP, 20% off your whole order and free international shipping. The kicker, yes, I think that's most housekeeping out the way. 2 minutes in, but man, 6:45, September 5th on a Thursday night football. Ravens Chiefs Sutton. How are you doing?
Man, I'm feeling just about as good as the live Rain Gang chat right now. I see everybody's pumped. Everybody's excited for football to be back. And what better teams, right? Or let me just say this. What better team than the Ravens, right? To put on prime time, first game of the season. You get to watch Lamar Jackson go up against Patrick Mahomes. We get the rematch. That's going to be absolutely insane for ratings, just for everything, man. I cannot wait to watch. So, needless to say, in short, I'm doing amazing. You guys can see my Marlowe jersey. That's what I'm repping for tonight. Kind of low key, right? Nobody really stamps Marlowe like that anymore, but I'm still repping. I'm still repping Marlowe. It was a long decision between Marlowe, Roquan, and Lamar tonight. I wore Lamar back in the AFC Championship game back in January, so I figure, you know what? Let's go over to the defense. Let me see what Marlon Humphrey's hitting on tonight. Let's see if Mr. 4-4 can bounce out with that. We'll see. Dre's in the building. What's going on, Dre? Dylan is in the house. Says, what's up, fellas? What's going on, Dylan? Appreciate you for coming through. Of course, we got Mod K Dog in the house, per usual. Says, smash that damn like button, y'all, man. 50 likes or the kids ain't eating. Y'all already know what it is. The season is back. The season is back. We're back. Of course, we've been here all off season for you guys, but the season is here, and the content is only going up from here. I'm just letting you know. So you might as well like this video. You might as well subscribe to the channel as well, because there's a lot more where this came from. Lives, videos, after games, shorts, everything, right? And we don't just cover football. There's also UFC and some other things as well. All right, but let me see who else is in here. We got RJ Horry, who's actually from, I found out this yesterday. RJ is actually from Missouri. He's going to the game tonight.
Okay.
He said his dad bought him tickets. So shout out to you and your dad. Have a blast tonight. And please, 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 please represent the Rain Gang and the Ravens flock. I know you will, RJ. We appreciate you for coming through. Tyler Brown says, let's go, Rain Gang. What's going on, Tyler? Appreciate you. Lisa Ann is in the house. Says, hey, Alex and Sutton Def, we need to go into Kansas City and play ticked off. It's personal to us. 45-10, Ravens purple. Okay. You're already dropping the score predictions. Listen,
Yes.
it's that time of year again for score predictions, NFL picks, right? Purple Rain parlays. We're back officially, man. So make sure you stay tuned into this episode of PRP right before our game, a pregame live stream. These are always the best to do. We don't typically do this, but these are always a lot of fun going live right before a game, a Ravens game that is. Let me see. Tyler says he hasn't been live with us in a while. Happy to be here. We're happy to have you, Tyler. We really are.
Welcome back.
Jen Mori. Yeah, welcome back. Jen Mori says this is our year. Let's get it. We got Mod Boz in the house. Says football is back, baby. Rain Gang giving a big shout out there. Quoney in the house says, what's up, Rain Gang? What's going on, Quony? Mitchell is here. Says take that Derrick Henry over. Yeah,
This
we're gonna
guy.
start. We're gonna get into the purple rain parlays. Don't don't you
Change
worry,
that
Mitchell.
profile picture.
I'm not privy
Nah,
to the
Mitchell's
profile picture. What's going on there?
no Mitchell's my guy. That we went to school together. That was his thing in high school. That profile picture is probably older than some people in the live stream right now. I'm gonna just be honest with you. All right.
Hmm,
But yeah, I've been
interesting.
preaching this Derrick Henry over. I've seen that 62 and a half, 64 and a half, 67 and a half. Guess what? I don't care what the
Yeah,
line is. I'm smashing it, and I have. I wouldn't say that to smashing, I'm not doing it. I am hammering it. Have hammered it. The D Henry over, and I cannot wait to talk about that. But man, football's back. Woke up this morning.
it's back.
Didn't get that much sleep. I got like 4 hours of sleep, but I woke up just ready. Um, we're here. There's no more. What are we going to talk
Yeah,
about? There's no more. Is this guy going to show up? If this guy shows up, no. Like they got to show up now. We're kind of over what happened last year. It's a new year, and hopefully it's our year. And I cannot wait to talk about it. Shall we get into some keys to victory? If that's
we
cool.
should. But first, before we
Oh
do
no,
that,
no.
let's go ahead and bring
Go
up
ahead.
this super chat donation. This one's coming from Jabari Cruz Ellis, making it rain here on episode 260 of the Purple Rain podcast. Jabari, we appreciate you. Jabari says, "Let's go. Ravens 30-14. Prediction: Bateman 1 touchdown." Okay, I mean, Alex was showing me before the show even went live. He's rocking the Bateman today, and not the jersey, but it's a graphic tee, and it's a pretty damn good one as well. Take a look at that, man. Bateman himself. I like that T-shirt, man. You're gonna have to start sending me links to where you get these T-shirts from, man, because I need some more graphic tees for sure.
Yeah, graphic tees, love them. Just love him. But yeah, I'm feeling the Bateman. He's in my long shot lay. I just feel like it's like I said, it's half the fan base loves him, half the fan base hates him. These two guys
Yeah,
right here, we love them, and obviously you do too.
yeah,
And I guess this is kind of one of my keys. I guess I'll get into it now. The
yeah. Let's
Chiefs
get into it. Keys to
secondary.
victory. Let's
Uh,
go.
yeah, my first one. Kind of see what the secondary is made of there. They lost to Jerry Sneed, who to me is a top five corner in the league. You have Trent McDuffie. You have Watson, I believe. Then you have Justin Reed back there as well. We match up pretty well, I'll say. We match up pretty well with them.
Yeah,
And I want to see if we can, go at them. And I'm looking at Bateman. I'm looking at Zay. Hell, I'm looking at Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews. Hell, and Nelson Aguilar as well. I would love to see
right.
what we can do against this secondary, which isn't to me a top five secondary. I think we've went against some good ones in the past, but can we, can we go out there and put some yards up with them? So my first one is, moving the ball through the air, whether it be receivers, whether it be tight ends, whether it be running backs. I want to see us just get that ball down the field through the air and on the ground. But the Ravens passing game of receivers has been a big talking point for the past 3-4 months. So kind of let's get that shut down real quick.
Yeah. What's going on, April 123? Hope you're just as happy that football is back as we are. Uh, we're getting into some keys to victory here. You guys heard it here first. Alex says that exploiting that secondary, taking advantage of that secondary, which we do have the advantage over, like objectively, pretty much. I think if you kind of stack up the Ravens pass catchers and you go and you look at the Chiefs not wide receiver, but their DB room, not all that deep. Losing L'Jarius Sneed was huge for that team. Now, I do believe that Steven Spagnuolo is a very good defensive coordinator, and he's going to have some sort of game
Yeah.
plan to make sure that those guys are ready to go. But that is a very good key to victory. One of my keys to victory here, and this is going to be a painfully obvious one: offensive line play. Okay, I need it to be at least competent, right? I'm not expecting for them to look like a second year or a third year unit that's completely gelled together and have won championships, have been through thick and thin. No, I'm not expecting that. We've got 3 new starters on the offensive line. That's the reality. There's going to be some growing pains. But in tonight's game, there's a couple of key pieces on the Chiefs defensive line that I think we really, really need to watch out for. One in particular, Chris Jones, right? Chris Jones versus Daniel Faalele, who we project to be starting at right guard. That is going to be a key matchup in this game. Now, I talked about it at length on different live streams. I went live on Instagram a couple times this week. I went live yesterday, actually, on the channel. And I was talking about this, and I want to bring it to the live Rain Gang stream. By the way, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We appreciate you guys for coming through. But I was saying, that's going to be a key matchup. Chris Jones, Daniel Faalele. But here's the thing. We know that Daniel Faalele is not going to be able to guard Chris Jones. But what we do know is that Tyler Linderbaum, who's going to be right next to Daniel Faalele, is going to be able to help him out. They're going to be kind of doubling, kind of taking him out that way. But what that's going to open up is space in the middle next to Linderbaum, right, for stunts and things like that. So if Steve Spagnuolo is smart, he's going to be able to manufacture pressure just based off of the fact that Chris Jones versus Faalele is a mismatch. So that's going to be one of my biggest keys to victory. How does that offensive line kind of respond to that? Do we kind of slide right? Does Lamar kind of pick up on it and kind of call some things pre-snap? That's going to be big, the offensive line. Another piece of the offensive line, right? Left tackle, Ronnie Stanley. We think that's locked down, right? Ronnie Stanley is one of the more staple pieces of our offensive line. He's not one of the three new starters. But he's going up against George Karlaftis, right, who had 10.5 sacks last season. It's been damn good ever since he's been in the league, right? I think he came out of Purdue, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken. I could be wrong.
Money.
But
on the money.
Okay. Nice. Cool. Perfect. But yeah, I mean, I think that Ronnie Stanley, of course, we've seen him be a little bit inconsistent at times. Can that rear its ugly head tonight? Probably, especially in the first game of the season. So, man, big key to victory is going to be just be competent. I'm not asking for great. I'm just asking for competent offensive line play. But do you have a second key to victory?
Same as yours. I don't want to sit here and kind of ramble as much about this line. We all know what it is, and right there with you, I need it to be, like you said, like I said, bang average. We know what Lamar can do. He can extend the play. We know what Derrick Henry can do, but it's to the point where I don't have a lot of faith in Faalele. And from what it sounds like, from what I believe Todd Monken was talking about, I think he said it. It sounds like Makari is going to be right tackle because he said we're going to have one new guy on this line, which I'm assuming Andrew Voorhees at left guard, and then we'll have Makari at right tackle, and probably a rotation with him and Rosengard, depending how the game goes. But I want us, to set the tone early with this line. Be nasty, be physical, because if I'm Chris Jones, I'm licking my chops right now. Like, this is what you're throwing against me? A guy who hasn't played in the NFL yet, a guy who was a tackle who couldn't even lock down the starting position. Like, this is what you're going to throw at me at the guard positions? Okay. And I want us, kind of start it off real quick. And you said with Karlaftis, I think he was one who forced a fumble against no, that was Osmena who was out for this game. But Karlaftis was giving us trouble, and he had the forced fumble in the Super Bowl. So he's, not anybody to look over. But yeah, this line, it's my biggest worry. And it's by far, all the way up here with the Ravens. So if it can be just average and just give Lamar some time, and I think Max brought it up in here. He said, no third and longs, because, it can be a 3rd and 9. They sack you, and now it's 3rd and 19, 3rd and 20. Oh, I'm sorry, 4th and 20. And now we're punting to them, and they can get the ball in real good position, kind of already in Bucker range. So I'm just hoping that, it can just stand up and kind of be the surprise, like, wow, like we were worrying about this line. Like, this is what we were worried about. But yeah, that's my second key to victory right there with you. So what's your second key, since I gave 2 already?
Yeah, so my second key to victory, well, let me just bring this up by KB Trades here. 0 turnovers equals a Ravens win. I can get behind that. Only reason I think that's a little bit unrealistic for both teams. I mean, first game of the season, both going up against, honestly, 2 of the best defenses in the league. I mean, I know we don't talk about it a whole lot, but the Chiefs' defense is real. It's a for real defense, and I think that's why they had the playoff success that they had last year, not only because of Patrick Mahomes, but because that defense stepped up when it needed to step up. So, yeah, I mean, 0 turnovers equals a Ravens win. Yes, I think that is a given. But it's going to be damn hard for us to not turn the ball over at least once. And I think the same thing for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that's just kind of like a nature of game 1 of the season, week 1, right? But my second official key to victory is going to be about Rashad Bateman, right? You brought it up a little bit earlier, but this is a guy who literally everybody in the castle, from John Harbaugh to Todd Monken to Lamar Jackson to Rashad Bateman himself, right, have all said the same thing. We got to get this guy involved. We believe in him. Hell, we just signed him to a new deal. Just signed him to a new deal this offseason, right? They all believe in him. Nobody else does, though. And that's the beauty of it right now. Let me tell you why. We got a Mark Andrews. We got an Isaiah Likely. We got a Zay Flowers, a Derrick Henry, a Lamar Jackson, a Patrick Ricard. We can go out all the way down the list. Nelson, we can go all the way down the list. Rashad Bateman is not going to be getting not even the sliver of attention that a Zay Flowers is going to get. right? So who are we looking at? Who are we really looking at Rashad Bateman being guarded by tonight? Is it going to be like a Jalen Watson? Like who is it going to be? Who do you think is going to check him?
Can you make that? Can you repeat that again? I was looking at the Ravens inactives. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, we'll get into that right after this. But yeah. So Rashad Bateman, who do you think is going to be guarding him today?
Oh, that's a good question. I think a Watson probably. I think you're gonna put McDuffie on Zay. Oh no, yeah, I think
Okay.
McDuffie on Zay. If Bateman's on the
Yeah.
outside, I think Watson.
Yeah, I mean, after 4 catches for 115 and a touchdown in the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs, I think that the Chiefs are going to try to game plan for Zay Flowers, and that'll leave Rashad Bateman, like Jeremiah says here, single coverage. I really like his chances. We all saw the tape from last year. We've all seen the advanced stats and analytics that suggest that Rashad Bateman, he can get open, right? That's not the problem. He can get separation. It's just more so about, can Lamar get the football to him? Can they get on the same page and kind of build a chemistry? Now, here's kind of like that key to victory that I just gave, right, with Rashad Bateman doing really well tonight, is a microcosm of the keys to victory for the season, right? The keys to the Super Bowl. If Rashad Bateman can establish right now, hit the ground running with a really big game, let's say he goes out there, 7 catches for 112 yards and a touchdown, that will completely change the landscape of this entire Ravens team. That will honestly completely change the landscape of the AFC. If you really think about it, we have every other piece on the board. Every other piece. We've
I have
got the speedy young
goosebumps.
we got the speedy
He's
young
trying
receiver. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? We got the speedy young receiver in Zay Flowers. We got two dominant pass catchers at tight end in Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. We've got a veteran wide receiver in Nelson Aguilar. We've got an electric running back, one of the best running backs of all time, one of the best mobile running backs of all time in Lamar Jackson, and one of the best hard-nosed running backs in the league in Derrick Henry. Only thing we're missing is an outside X receiver, you know? And if Rashad Bateman can step up and prove that he can be that guy, and defenses all of a sudden have to start allocating resources and attention over to that side of the field, and your DBs can't cheat up to stop the run or screens, it's going to be scary for the league, man. It's already scary. But if Rashad Bateman can kind of hit the ground running, starting tonight, it's going to be off to the races for this Ravens team. So that's kind of a key to victory for me. I'll get into one more key to victory before you give your last one. Last one is going to be, we have to be mentally sound, right? This is a game this is our first football game since losing to the same team, right? Where they knock us out of the playoffs. We had a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. They end up winning, which means tonight they're going to drop that banner on us, right? They're going to put their rings on in front of us. And it's going to be a huge thing. I know we don't like to talk about this name. Taylor Swift is going to be in the building. Okay, like it's going to be a lot going on for Kansas City. It is, and Alex is giggling, but it's the truth. That brings, I feel like, energy to the stadium some way, somehow. They see that Taylor's up in the premium booth up there in the suite, and they're like, oh yeah, turn the team up. It happens. I know Travis Kelce's going to come to play. I know they're not going to be messing around. I know that the refs are probably going to give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes to these whistles. So don't go into this game little broed. You know what I mean? Like, don't already have the little bro mentality. Come into this game like, okay, look, we lost these dudes last time. We know exactly why we lost. We know exactly what we need to do to win this go around. And execute, man. That's really all it comes down to. But I'm really talking to John Harbaugh. Because stop getting little boyed by your mentors. Okay? I'm tired of it. I don't like you seeing getting little broed by Andy Reid. It's just, it doesn't do it for me. Okay? I can only put up with the excuses for so long. But that's my last key to victory. I'll let you go and give your last one now. Go ahead, bro.
It's kind of on the same page as that. It's discipline. And I'll kind of make an argument as to a reason why we weren't AFC champions last year with discipline. And we're playing, to me, arguably the biggest agitator in the league in Travis Kelce. He will sit there and he'll instigate as well. I think of the one time of the clip of Joakim Noah clapping when LeBron and somebody else are arguing, and that to me is Travis Kelce as well. He'll try to get you upset. He'll try to get you that 15-yard penalty, and it worked on us in the AFC Championship game. Zay Flowers, year 2, growing up, big thing, discipline, no showboating, no celebrating. And let's say even if we were to win, it's a regular season game. We're professionals, act like we've been there before. And that's just my biggest thing, discipline. We score a touchdown. Let's not swag surf when it's 7-7. Let's keep our foot on the gas and keep on going. But yeah, discipline. And like you said with the hardball, yeah, don't get little bro. You have literally Derrick Henry back there. If the game isn't going in your way, let's not be scared of the guy across from you. It's not the boogeyman. It's fat ass Andy Reid. All right, let's calm down. All right, calm down. We're good. We're good. We have very. I'll say this. I think we have a more talented team than the Chiefs, talent wise. I think we do. But the reason why they're so good is the coaching, which not every team has. They somehow have the great coaching in games that where they shouldn't win, but they do win, and that's kind of where we've been lacking. So let's go out there, play our game, and yeah, that's my keys to victory. So I think about both of ours
Okay.
on the same page, but it's kind of what we've been talking about over the summer as well. So we're here. We'll get to see what this team is about, and let's hope that it's a much more mature and a better performance than January 27, 2024.
Yeah. So we got Sean in the house. What's going on? Sean Cole says, get hands on Kelsey and get hands on Pat. Yes, that's another huge, huge key to victory. Two names I'm looking at tonight. They both start with O, their last names. Owe, Ojabo. Okay? We are void of those 10 some odd sacks that Jadeveon Clowney provided us last year, right? I expect KVN, Kyle Van Noy, to regress just a little bit. He had a really good season with us last year, but I expect him to regress just a little bit. And Nnamdi Madubuike, who just changed his name from Justin to Nnamdi,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to him. As an interior D lineman, I don't really expect him to be getting a whole lot of hands on Patrick Mahomes. He's really good at generating pressure from the interior, which is why he got paid the money that he did. But that's just not something that you can just come to expect on on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Because there's so many things you can do to kind of take out an interior D lineman, which should free up room on the edges for Owe and Ojabo to get home. That's part of the reason why George Karlaftis was so good, because you got Chris Jones shrinking up the middle of the trenches. So man, OA 5+ pressures, book it, says Mod Rouge. What's going on, Rouge? Appreciate you for coming through. 5+ pressures, okay, but am I going to get 2 sacks? Am I going to get 1 sack?
Right.
I need something
Right.
out of those guys,
Right.
right? I cannot have almost. I cannot have close. Close only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You have to get to the
The
quarterback, get him on the
pressures.
ground. So that's my last key to victory. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything to Mahomes, Satan, Lucifer, because like he has black magic. I think of when he was getting chased around. I think it was third down in the championship game, chasing him, and then he throws it, and Travis Kelsey makes an insane catch, and Brandon Stevens is draped all on him. Like that's the Chiefs'
Yeah.
black magic. Like you have to be
Mm-hmm.
perfect. You have to play them perfect, just like how you play the Patriots perfect. And so something the Ravens, we're kind of like their bogey team in a sense. Like we always play the Patriots well. Granted, there was the game in 2013, I think, where they did blow the brakes off of us. But in the playoffs, we gave them all we had. It was one score games. It was coming down to the end. And even when our roster wasn't the best, we would still give them a really, really a hard go. And now this time, like with the Chiefs, like let's give them a hardest go and let's try to get the best of them, but turn pressures into sacks. You have to get them down because if that ball's in the air, I'm telling you, when the Chiefs play against the Ravens, anytime a ball's in the air, I think they're going to catch it for a big play. Just that's how the Chiefs are. That's how good they are. They're just that scary to me, honestly. So get them on the ground. You got to worry about that. And then with the secondary, not much of a drop off. Losing Geno Stone obviously hurt, 7 picks, but you have a guy, Eddie Jackson, former Pro Bowler back there as your third safety now. You have a healthy Marlon Humphrey with the Brandon Stevens, with a Nate Wiggins now, our first round pick. Missing Arthur Millette, but you have other guys behind him. So definitely going to be looking forward to that as well. But yeah, let's get hands on Mahomes and make him very uncomfortable. Um, yeah, Lee. Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah, I need.
5 pressures,
What
but
color are
give
they
me a
wearing
sack.
tonight? Are they playing? Are they wearing red? Like all red?
Red. They're red.
Okay.
They're red. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I
Okay.
think red and white. Probably.
Yeah. Red and white. I need some dirt on that white. I need some dirt on that white by the end of the first quarter. I'll say that. Shout out to all 91 people watching live right now. Thank you so much for joining this episode of the Purple Rain Podcast. This is episode 260. Of course, a lot more where this came from as the season is just getting underway tonight. So excited about it. If you are new here, please, please, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, like the video if you are enjoying the content. Okay, Alex, and the Rain Gang, it's time for our first score predictions of the season. Okay? It's time to
Yeah.
predict who we think is going to win this game, not only, but what the exact score is going to be. Alex, I'll start with you, but make sure if you're watching live right now, put your score predictions in the live chat. If you're not watching live and you're part of the hashtag replay gang,
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much for joining this episode of the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're probably not going to drop your score predictions after the game is already over, after you've already dropped it, but of course, leave your thoughts about the game, things like that, if you're watching this after the fact. But let's see. The April 123 says 27-24 Ravens. So it's going to be a very close game. FanDuel's got it like
You know,
+3, -3. I think all the books have it at that. Yeah.
keep this up because I have 27-24 Chiefs.
Okay.
And I have a reason for that.
Oh.
I think the first quarter we start off slow. Yeah. Let me just. I think we start off slow. I think not playing the preseason. We've seen it the past couple of years. Last year against the Texans, we started off slow. We're not playing CJ Stroud, a rookie. We're not playing a Texans team, that had to gel first. And I think that might be, what stops us. But I think we'll see a lot of positives in that loss, which is why I'm not going to sweat over this if we were to lose. I hope I'm wrong. I just think we come out slow, and that's going to, look back at it like, man, if we played, up to speed that first quarter, different ball game. But 27-24 Chiefs. Don't kill me.
Okay.
Please.
Oh, no, it's all good. I mean, it's your opinion, It feels weird that you're starting the season off with an L for us. I really was not expecting that, to be honest with you. If
Really?
you ask me,
I sat on it.
yeah, I feel it. But if you ask me, I'm gonna go with Mod Boz's pick here. I've been mulling over this today. I'm gonna go 31-24 Baltimore. And let me tell you why. I think that this is going to be the game based off of what I heard earlier today from a recent interview from Lamar Jackson, Ravens NFL MVP, two-time NFL MVP. And we'll get into this interview in a little bit, but a little sliver of what he said was, I wish I was feeling 100% in that AFC Championship game, right? I wish my legs were at 100% because I would have just ran the air out of the ball, I'm glad that he realizes that and that it's not just like a truly indecisive thing. He was banged up a little bit. And we expect most guys to be banged up going into the playoffs, right? Especially the AFC Championship game. At that point, you've already played like 18, 19 games, right? But we were not privy to this at all. We did not know that Lamar Jackson was dealing with an I word. We did not know he was hurt. So I think in this game, he said he feels a lot better now. I think in this game, he takes exactly what the defense gives him when they give it to him. And if he's one-on-one with a DB, if he's even with him, he's leaving. As Coach Ivan Evans, Sip to Tally Films always says, if he's even, he's leaving. So that's why I predicted a Lamar Jackson rushing touchdown tonight. We'll get into the Purple Rain parlays. I know I'm kind of dropping hints and whatnot, but these are just hints for what's to come later in the show. Make sure you stay tuned. But I'm going to go 31-24 Baltimore. I think that Lamar Jackson just hits that extra gear tonight. I think the Chiefs make it a little bit close towards the end, but I think that Lamar hits another gear. Mod Roosh in the house says 36-31 Ravens. Love it, Roosh. Let me see who else is in here. We got Naeem Russell. What's going on, brother? Says 24-13 Ravens. Got it. I like that.
Okay.
MDT Sports says Ravens 48-17. Ravens win. We got Long Gaze Productions LLC in the house. Actually a moderator. Must have changed your name or something. Who's Long Gaze Productions? Who's that?
It's Mitchell. It's me and my boy Mitchell's video channel, and he's on there right now. So
got you. Okay. Shout out to you, Mitchell. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for helping out. We really do appreciate you. Let me see. Okay. So yeah, those are our score predictions for this game. Alex has the Ravens losing by a couple. I've got the Ravens winning by about 4 or 5 points. So needless to say, I cannot wait to watch this game that kicks off in probably about an hour and 10 minutes. That is going to be man.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Brent brings it up here though. Brent makes a good point. Ravens win with no I words. Right? No I words. For those of you guys who are just joining us, we got over 100 people watching live right now. We don't say the I word live on screen, right? So just so you know, that's when we say I words, that's what it means. That's what it means, right?
Yeah,
Somebody got hurt.
yeah, we don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what do you got, Alex?
um, I do have some inactives for us if we want to chat about that real quick.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about it.
All right. The Ravens inactives. Defensive end Brent Urban, wide receiver Devontae Walker, guard Salah Amove Laulu, center Nick Samak, outside linebacker Adisa Isaac, defensive back TJ Tampa, and my glorious safety Bo Braid for the Ravens are all inactive.
Mm-hmm.
Not really any surprise there. Maybe Brent Urban, I say.
Brent Urban,
Maybe
yeah,
Isaiah
I like.
Pacheco is a
Yeah.
very hard downhill runner. But with Michael Pierce,
Mm-hmm.
Matt BK, Broderick Washington, Travis Jones, maybe they feel good about that. Owe,
Mm-hmm.
Ojabo, Kyle Van Noy, feel good about them. So outside of that, I'm kind of was expecting that. And let me just pull up and see if the Chiefs inactives are out as well. Which they are 11 minutes ago. Of course, number 5, Hollywood Brown is out. Offensive lineman CJ Hansen, tackle Ethan Driscoll, tight end Peyton Hendershot, and defensive tackle Marlon Tui Pulatu uh, is out. So no surprises there for me. Was expecting Marquise Brown to be out. He probably will be back next week or the week after, but he does not get his revenge game against the Ravens with his new team.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Interesting stuff there. I mean, you mentioned, of course, as we all knew, Hollywood Brown's not playing in this game, not suiting up for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I just found out myself this week that the Chiefs fans consider Hollywood Brown their wide receiver one. I was not aware that
Ooh.
this is what they think about Hollywood Brown, but I think the general
I
consensus
would
in
say
Chiefs
Rasheed
Kingdom
Rice.
is that I would have said Rasheed Rice as well. But when I look at the
Yeah.
various comment sections on X and Instagram from Chiefs fans, they're talking about, oh yeah, wide receiver one will be back, he'll be back, we'll be good. I'm like, okay, all right, is that how y'all rocking with Hollywood? Okay, I mean, that's y'all, that's y'all. Um, okay, but yeah, nothing else too surprising on there. I will say this, I will say that Bo Braid, your guy, and TJ Tampa, both of our guys, I think that they'll have their opportunities. Right, it's week one,
Yeah.
prime time under the lights. Hell, even Roger Rosengarten is probably not going to play a whole lot tonight, if at all. So just goes to show there's a time and a place for everything. I think that they'll probably, one of them at least, will probably get the nod on the home opener. Maybe we'll see. It also depends on how healthy we get out of this game. So yeah, we'll see. But let me see. Jeremiah says Hollywood is easily their wide receiver one. A lot of people have been talking about this Worthy kid as well. So we'll see about that. We'll see about that.
Yeah.
We'll check back in a
Yeah.
couple weeks or so. I do have something, Alex, that I
Yeah.
wanted to bring up on screen. It was from one of our
Okay.
moderators. Let me see. From our good guy, Roosh. Mod Roosh says it is raining at Arrowhead
Oh,
Stadium right now. Just reported. That is news. That is big
I love it.
news, actually.
I like it. That's
Yeah,
fine by
it
me.
plays in
That
our
is
favor.
perfectly fine by
Yeah.
me. That exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
If
So, I mean,
that's how it's gonna
damn,
be,
that affects actually a lot, to be honest with you. If the rain keeps up, I don't know if
yeah.
it's expected to rain, throughout the duration of the game or not. But if that rain keeps up, that could be an issue for the passing game. So that's gonna affect, it's gonna affect sports betting for sure. It's definitely gonna affect the fantasy football if you're doing that this year. Speaking of that, if you go on our Instagram story right now, you can see both Alex and my team for the Rain Gang Fantasy League, and you can vote on who has the better roster. I think that you're ahead right now. I'll bring that up at the end of the
Oh,
episode. But yeah, man, that's news. What are you reading on it?
I'm just looking at the live radar right now. I pulled it up and it's looking like it
Okay.
might be raining during the game at Arrowhead. And
Ooh.
there's some heavy rain. I see some red in this radar. But
Ooh.
yeah, I kind of don't want it to, just because I would like to see some balls in the air. But if it's gonna rain, it's playing to our advantage, so I'll take it. I guess. I mean, thank you, Mother Nature.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're gonna have to become much more of a run first team. You know, if that ball is slippery, and especially we're talking week one here. So I think that to err on the side of caution, they'll probably be running the ball a little bit more, knowing the fact that it's raining out. But again, that plays into our strengths. If we can stay on the field with
Oh,
Derrick Henry and we can just torch him with Henry and Lamar, oh man, yeah. What's up?
so I'm looking right now. Looking like it might stop by kickoff, which is what 8:20,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Yeah,
then
8:21.
it
Yeah.
keeps on going. Might be some rain around 9, so maybe end of the second half, and then looks like it just keeps on going until the game. So maybe the first what 20 to 25 minutes, maybe we get some good weather. Then after that, looks like some rain.
Interesting stuff,
Oh, I hope
man.
it's on
Again, if I
delay.
think that makes a big key to victory that I did not bring up earlier today was time of possession. Man, let's just stay on the football
Mm.
field. Keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline as much as possible. With it raining like it is, I think that the Ravens will be more intentional about kind of, installing that ground and pound offense early, kind of demoralizing the Chiefs, taking the crowd out of it. Take the crowd out of it by having some big back-breaking runs by Derrick Henry. And oh yeah, we'll change the pace up and we'll throw it to Justice Hill out of the flat or something like that, and then he'll go for 8 or 10 yards. And then Lamar Jackson's going to take it on the next one. He's going to go for 6 or 7 yards, and just keep doing that. Take the crowd out of it. Put the rain, have that affect their offense. I think this game can go really, really well for us. But we will see. We will see. We will see. I do see Ravens Talk with Yolanda in the house. What's going on, Yolanda? Says, good evening, Rain
How's
Gang.
it going,
Good
Yolanda?
evening to you as well, Yolanda. I've been watching Yolanda's videos like all week. So I went on her channel. She's
Oh,
had
okay.
multiple really good
All
guests
right.
on. Yeah. She's really doing her thing. So guys, make sure you follow and subscribe to Yolanda. Ravens Talk with Yolanda. She's doing a really good job, staying very consistent. Let's get her subscribers up, man. I mean, she's now a part of this community, and we'd love to have her on
Mm-hmm.
here someday. She's been a supporter of our channel a whole bunch. So yeah, at some point, season's just starting. Yolanda, let us know if you'd be down for something like that, and yeah, we'll go from there. But okay, Alex, we got to get going here, right? We got to get going. So couple more segments we got for you. Week 1 picks, right? Week 1
Mm.
is here officially. It's time to run down the list of these week 1 games and give our score predictions. But wait, we cannot do the weekly pick segment without the picks music. And it's back,
And
baby.
there it is.
We are back,
Oh,
baby. So back,
goosebumps.
baby. Let's do it.
Goosebumps. Obviously, Ravens and Chiefs. You have the Ravens. I have the Chiefs. Tomorrow, game in Brazil, which I am very much against. I don't want to get too much into that. I think it's very stupid on behalf of the safety of fans and the players and their families. Packers and Eagles. Packers and freaking Eagles. Jalen Hurts coming off of a pretty down last 4 or 5 games last year. Jordan Love coming off and now being the highest paid quarterback in the league. In Brazil, Sao Paulo, I like the Eagles. I like Jalen Hurts. I like Saquon Barkley. I like A.J. Brown. I like Devonta Smith. I like the addition of Jahan Dotson. I like them getting back C.J. Gardner-Johnson with that defense with big play Slay. Give me the Eagles in this one.
Yeah, I think the Eagles win this one too. Not to say that the Packers are any slouch, because they are absolutely not. I think we saw that firsthand in training camp, the joint practice we had with them, when their ones were kind of torching our ones. We heard what Jordan Love was doing. Of course, even in the preseason game, I know we weren't playing our starters there, but they kind of put a good whooping on us. And I think that the Packers are going to have a good season. But again, to your point, the Eagles, right now, all those weapons, A.J. Brown, like you mentioned, Devonta Smith, Jahan Dotson now, Hurts, who's the QB sneak merchant, but also a really good quarterback at the same time. I think that it's going to be, and I talked about Saquon Barkley as well, they're going to be really, really good this season. So let me go the Eagles for this one. Yeah, let me go Eagles.
Yeah, and I haven't looked at all the games this week, but this can be my submission for the toilet bowl of the week. The Panthers and the Saints. Bryce Young, second year, new coach. The Saints, Derek Carr, Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara. I'm still not really sold on them. I don't know who. I'll go Saints here, but the Panthers can easily win this. I'm just going with the Saints because I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen Bryce Young in year 2. So give me the Saints.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Saints at home. I think that with most of these Week 1 games, you're gonna have some kind of jitters coming from these teams, a little bit of growing pains on offense and defense. And I think that the Saints defense is, they're a little bit older for sure, but I think guys like Cam Jordan, Demario Douglas, they can still play, right? And I think that this game will probably end up being close, but I think the Saints pull it out at home. So give me the Saints.
Real quick, Jeff Rubeck just tweeted out they've cleared the field and the seating bowl with lightning overhead. Lovely. Lightning in the area. Very fun to start off the NFL season. Just like the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Very fun. Thanks, Kansas City.
Yeah.
Just to prove, them Chiefs did some black magic. I'm telling you this right now. I'm telling you. Moving on. An interesting one. The Vikings and the Giants. Sam Darnold against Daniel Jones. This could maybe toiletful, but I'm looking forward to seeing Malik Neighbors, Justin Jefferson. Looking forward to all of that. The Giants are wearing those throwback uniforms. You know what? Give me the Vikings here. Maybe Sam Darnold shows me something. I'll go Vikings in this game.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Vikings as well. I think that the Vikings actually, I don't want to say blow them out, but I think that they win by about 10 points. I think they win by 10. Give me the Vikings in this one.
Oh, okay. I like that a lot. Next up, the Patriots and the Bengals. Jacoby Brissett led Patriots against Joe Burrow and crew, and Jamar Chase, who is unhappy. No contract yet. Wouldn't surprise me if it's done before the game on Sunday. Wouldn't surprise me if the news comes out during the game tonight. With that being said, Bengals in this one, they're going to go 1-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bengals in this one too. Easy money for me.
Next up, interesting one. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Atlanta Falcons. Russ is on the I-word report. Is he going to start? I don't know. Their new OC, Arthur Smith, going against his former team in the Falcons, but this is a different Falcons. This isn't your Desmond Mitter-led Falcons, your Taylor Heineke-led Falcons. No. Kirko Bangs, Kirko Chains, Kirk Cousins at the helm for the Atlanta Falcons. Drake London, who I think is going to have a good year. You have Kyle Pitts now. Who know they trade for Matthew Judon. They get Justin Simmons. Defense looking better. I'm still taking the Steelers. I still think they will win, whether it be Russ in the back or Justin Fields back there. I think they'll narrow this one out. Maybe a one-score game, but I do have the Steelers winning this.
Yeah, I'm going to go Steelers as well in this one. I just think that, Week 1 against an NFC team who is still trying to put themselves together, as you mentioned, Kirk Cousins going to be in his first game there. He hasn't seen TJ Watt regularly at all, of course, and he won't, but this is going to be one of those one-off games where I think TJ Watt pins his ears back. He really gets after Kirk Cousins, really bothers him, and I got the Steelers winning this one. Yeah.
Next up, a good game right here. Texans and Colts. The Anthony Richardson-led Colts and the CJ Stroud and probably the most hyped-up team I say in the offseason, Houston Texans, obviously with the moves they made offensively and defensively. I like the Texans in this one. I think it will be close. I want to see Anthony Richardson protect himself when and if he runs, or if and when he runs. I don't want him to have a repeat of last year, out for the year. Too talented to go down like that. But I do like the Texans in this one, starting off 1-0 and keeping the hype train rolling.
Yeah, let me take the Texans in this one too. I think that CJ Stroud with Diggs and Dell, and watch out for Tank Dell this season. Tank Dell might be the breakout guy. I was watching some of his tape from last year earlier today, and he's an X factor type of receiver. He can catch the ball, make a guy miss, make something happen. Not the biggest guy in the biggest frame, but he can really turn up. So I think he turns up in this game. Give me the Texans.
Kind of like what you were talking about with the Ravens. You put a Tank Dell next to Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs. Put a Zay Flowers next to a. Okay, back to the picks. That's what I say. Cardinals and Bills. Yep. This is an interesting one. This could be my upset of the week. It could. I've liked what the Cardinals have done in the offseason. I think Trey McBride is going to be a big piece of their offense. Obviously, Maserati Marv. I mean, I am so excited to see Marvin Harrison play. I mean, with Kyler Murray, Greg Dortch out there with him too. I think he's having a big year at the receiver. I have the Bills winning this, but I'll tell you this: if I
Brady
were a better
Pride.
man than I am, Cardinals spread 6.5 points, maybe 7.5 points. I think it's a close game, maybe a 3-point game. Maybe the Cardinals come up to upset, but I'm picking the Bills in a very close one. Probably too close for comfort for the Bills Mafia.
Yeah, I was also picking the Bills in this one too. At home, I just think that Josh Allen does whatever he needs to do, running all over the place, throwing all over the place. I expect for it to be a big game for Dalton Kincaid coming out, but I do expect for Josh Allen, whatever his run line is, whatever the over-under for his rushing yards is, take the over on Josh Allen's rushing yards in Week 1. I guarantee you it's probably gonna be a softer line since it's Week 1, so I think that's easy money. But yeah, let me go Bills.
Next up, one of more, I wouldn't say, we'll go forward to it. Titans and the Bears. Obviously, Caleb Williams. That's the biggest thing. You have Caleb Williams now with Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. They have Cole Kmet, signed Gerald Everett, DeAndre Swift. Absolutely loaded offense right now for a rookie quarterback and for those standards against the Titans and Will Levis with I know D-Hop is out, but now Tyler Boyd and a Calvin Ridley, which that's still two pretty good receivers to have without a D-Hop. I like the Bears winning this on Caleb Williams' debut at Soldier Field. Yeah, give me the Bears. Get the hype train rolling.
Damn, we're on the same page with a lot of these picks. I got the Bears too in this one. I mean, but I think a lot of people are Caleb Williams believers. But when is the last time a first round pick overall, or a number 1 pick overall, I'm sorry, at quarterback has gone to a situation this damn good with this many weapons? We have not seen it, you know? So, I mean, I got the Bears winning this one just by virtue of you got DJ Moore back there. You got Rome Odunze, who you just drafted. You got Keenan Allen, you know what I'm saying? And by the way, you got DeAndre Swift there in your backfield too. So I think that they'll be just fine kind of ushering Caleb Williams into the league, especially at home against a bad team. I think that the NFL did this on purpose. So let me get the Bears in this one.
All right, moving on. The Jags and the Dolphins. Battle of the Florida teams. Give me the Dolphins in this one. It's going to be over 70 degrees, so Tua will probably put up 350, 3-4 touchdowns. Tyreek will ball out. Waddle will ball out.
Yeah.
Give me the Dolphins.
I'm going with the Dolphins too. I hate to keep agreeing with you, but I think we're just great minds think alike. But I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I do think that Tyreek could probably go for almost 200 yards receiving, a couple touchdowns. You know what I mean? Waddle will probably get his too. But this year for Trevor Lawrence, I think it's a make or break year. You know, I know he got his money, but at the same time, Jags fans, they want to see a return on investment sooner than later. You know, he's already been in the league for what is this, year 3 or year 4? I want to say it's year 3 for Trevor Lawrence. I want to say
4.
Oh, year 4. Wow. Yeah. See, year 4, they got to see something, and soon, right? We got to see some playoff appearances. We got to see some more regular season wins. I don't know what exactly his win percentage is as a quarterback right now. But I know it's probably not where it needs to be. So, yeah, let me go with the Dolphins in this one.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to our next one. The Broncos and the Seahawks. Our old friend Mike McDonald, who I will be rooting for heavily this year. Hopefully doesn't play the Ravens. That means we're playing him in the Super Bowl. I will be rooting for the Seahawks and Mike McDonald heavily. I have him beating the Broncos in this one, and Bo Nix. Bo Nix looked absolutely fantastic in preseason. But I think Mike McDonald is going to get the best out of all those guys on the defense, and he'll be having Geno Smith play with a little bit of fire under his ass. I think, like I said, my bold prediction is Sam Howell takes over the season. I think that leash is pretty short, so Geno out there with JSN, the Kalen Zacharias Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Kenneth Walker, puts up some points and beats the Broncos, maybe by a touchdown. Give me the Seahawks.
Okay. This is actually a very intriguing one to me. I'm going to go with the upset in this one. I'm going to go with the Broncos. I'm going to go with Bo and the Broncos, man. I've been talking about Bo Nix since he got drafted. I remember I was telling you for a while, I mean, in training camp, I was like, hey, I've heard this kid looks really good, you know, but I think he kind of pulls it off. It's going to be a close one, and I get what you're saying about Mike McDonald, and he's probably going to be able to thwart a rookie quarterback in his first game, but I think this one's going to be a lot closer than we think. Give me 2 Sutton touchdowns. Yeah, I like that.
Ooh.
Give me 2 touchdowns from
You know,
Sutton
I saw
and the Broncos W. Yeah.
the Steelers were interested in him, and if the Broncos were to have a bad record around the trade deadline, he could be one of the guys, the premier targets at that deadline. So I'm going to keep my eye on the Broncos to see how they do, because he could be on the move depending what their record's looking like. And he's a fantastic receiver. But I like the pick for the reasons you gave. All right, moving on to a good old AFC West matchup. The new Jim Harbaugh-led Los Angeles Chargers. I'm sorry, all those Ravens over there. It's hard to, it's easy to mistake. Sorry. Going up against the Las Vegas Raiders. Jason, what is going on? I'm going to pick the Chargers in this one. Gardner Minshew starting quarterback for the Raiders. I don't know what the Raiders are doing. I feel like they wanted Penix in the draft, and they kind of got screwed by the Falcons. I really think that was their pick. I think they wanted him, and they kind of just were like, well, no more quarterbacks left, first, second round talent, so we're kind of stuck here. But they do have talent. I like Jacoby Myers a lot. I like Tay Adams a lot. It's just the quarterback there. Can Gardner Minshew win you this game? I don't think so. So give me the Chargers and that new Greg Roman offense that we know is going to be good the first year, and then after that,
Yeah, man, I think we see heavy doses of Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins in this game. Maybe even a little bit of Herbo scrambling around. We'll see. But I think that the LA Chargers, I think that they take this one at home. Again, Jim Harbaugh in his first game as a coach for the Chargers, I think he's going to defer a lot to a Greg Roman when it comes to the offensive side of the football. And they're going to be running a lot. Again, expect to see heavy doses of Gus Edwards. Expect to see their time of possession a lot higher than the Raiders in this one. So give me the Chargers at home.
Yeah, I like that. All right, next up, the Cowboys and the Browns. This is a great matchup right here. This is a fantastic game. 425 window. Tom Brady on the call. With Kevin Burkhardt, what more can you not get excited for? The Browns, obviously, they've been hyped up again in the offseason with some of the moves they made trading for Jerry Jeudy, along with Amari Cooper. We're in the Brendan Ayuk trade talks for about the whole summer, it felt like. Great defense, obviously, with the Zadarius Smith and Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward as well. But the Cowboys as well, signing CeeDee Lamb to that long-term contract was one of their biggest priorities. They got it done last week. I like the Cowboys in this one in Cleveland. Dak tends to play pretty well in the beginning of the season. I think he'll put up some good yards. I think CeeDee Lamb will kind of show why he's one of the highest paid receivers in the league.
Man, I think that the Browns are gonna show you why they were one of the top defenses in the league last season. I think that they're gonna thwart a lot of what the Cowboys' plans are. I expect this to be a really good game for Myles Garrett, kind of chasing Dak Prescott around. I don't think that he's necessarily going to be able to get off too many really good balls to CeeDee Lamb. So I'm gonna go with the Browns in this one. Give me the Browns, yeah.
Okay, all right. Moving on to our final 425 game of the Sunday window. The Commanders and the Buccaneers. Jaden Daniels making his NFL debut. I'm looking so forward to that. Against Baker Mayfield off a nice long-term fresh contract down there in beautiful Tampa Bay. This is going to be a good game, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to ride the hand of my LSU brother and Jaden Daniels. Left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Give me the Manders.
Okay. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay in this one. I think it's going to be a close game. This is going to be one of those games where the Commanders come out losing, but they feel really, really good about their situation. Because I think Jaden Daniels will play really well. I just think he comes up just a little bit short against the Buccaneers. So, yeah, give me the Bucs in a close one at home.
Okay. And I'm looking right now. It is still pouring at the Arrowhead Stadium. Fans are leaving their seats, and it's unclear if kickoff will be delayed. Lovely. Ooh. What a way to kick off this NFL season. Mother Nature.
Okay, here we go.
All right. The Sunday night football game, a repeat of the NFC Divisional last year. Los Angeles Rams, Detroit Lions, Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, rookie sensation from last year, and Cooper Kupp healthy against Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams. Maybe he stayed off of FanDuel this summer, I'm hoping. Sam Laporta, one of the breakout stars last year. You know who I'm rocking with. All right. I am rocking with the Lions. Love me some Jared Goff. Love me some Dan Campbell. Love me some Aiden Hutchinson. Love me some Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know what? Give me a JMO deep ball touchdown. Putting the league on notice. It is his year. Lions money line.
Man, I had the privilege of going to the Ravens versus Rams game, regular season game last season, and about third quarter of the way through, I realized just how damn good this LA Rams team is, and for that reason, just the pure nostalgia from last year, I'm gonna go with the Rams in this one. I know you mentioned all those promising names on the Lions. I know they just went to the NFC Championship game. I know they came really close to winning the NFC Championship game as well, but I believe in Sean McVay just a little bit more than I believe in a Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell's more like, he's more of the hype man. He's more of the players coach. I get that, but Sean McVay, that's boy genius right there. I was listening to him talk on the sideline during a preseason game a couple weeks ago, and this sounds like a guy who they could do not be surprised if they make a deep playoff run this year and they find themselves back in another Super Bowl. Do not be surprised, especially if Puka Nacua steps up and has a really good second year, doesn't regress in his second year, because Cooper Kupp is still there as well. I think that Kyron Williams, if they take him out of punt returner and put him back at running back where he did so well last season, they'll be just fine. But give me the Rams in this one. I'll take the Rams.
Yeah, I like the Rams offense a lot. Their defense worries me a lot. So hopefully they can get things fixed there. But yeah, take Kyron Williams off of punt returns. That's
please
stupid.
Come on.
All right. Final game of week 1.
I
San
like
Francisco
this.
49ers. The runners up to the NFL last year, second place against the New York Jets. I'm not gonna call them a dumpster fire, but I'm gonna call them a problem waiting to happen. That's what I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna say there's gasoline on them, and the match hasn't been lit yet, because I feel like there's some tension going on right there. Aaron Rodgers kind of went missing in the offseason. Shows up now. Hassan Reddick, who they trade for, hasn't shown up. Not gonna play. Obviously, Garrett Wilson, fantastic receiver. Aaron Rodgers played 4 plays last year. I like the Niners in this one, but I think you see something from Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Not a lot, but I still like the Niners. Give me the Niners like a 34-27, maybe 34-24. But I have the Niners winning this.
Shoot, I was thinking more 34-20. That's what I was thinking. 2-score victory for the 49ers here. I'm going 49ers. I like the fact that this game is isolated Monday night, because we get to see everybody, the whole world gets to see Aaron Rodgers. What is he going to do? 1 year removed from, that Achilles that he popped. But, like, how old is he? Like 40, 41 now, I want to say?
Yeah.
Yes, he's getting up there, man. So, I just think that
40.
This one is the defense for the 49ers is going to be way too much for the Jets offense. So, yeah, give me the 49ers in this one. And those are our picks for week 1 of the NFL season. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us through that segment. It's always a long segment, but it's one of our favorites. We appreciate you guys for still hanging out with us. So about 80 people watching live right now. Listen, the game is on its way. Let me see. Long Gaze Productions says, new tweet from 20 seconds ago, skies are clearing over Arrowhead. Okay. Okay. That's what we like to hear.
Goodness.
That's a good report.
That is.
Absolutely. All right. So before we get out of here, before we go ahead and we lock in, right, for this week 1 showdown, Kansas City Chiefs versus Baltimore Ravens. Before we lock in, we got to talk about some of these parlays, man. We got to predict some player props, right? We got to let the people know what's going on. I know you cooked up a long shot lay. I'm sure you probably got like a safe conservative lay. I want to hear about it all. I've got one here myself. I posted on Twitter earlier this week. I'll bring it back up now. But let me start with you, Alex. I'm gonna start with you. What are you looking at in terms of betting tonight? Purple Rain parlay. Let's go.
So I'll be honest with you. Baseball treated me right, April, May, and then it was good, then it wasn't. When the Orioles started slumping about a month or so ago, it's kind of when I started slumping. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Sit off here. I'm not really worth all of that. Now I'm back football, and I do have the safe lay. I'm glad you brought that up. Obviously, a little bit of a boost. Don't know if you could call it safe. It is 5 legs, but I kind of went through and the educated guess that you can put. So I have Lamar Jackson 25 plus rushing yards. Isaiah
Easy.
Pacheco 50 plus rushing yards. Derrick Henry 50 plus
Okay.
rushing yards. Zay Flowers 4
Okay.
receptions, and Rashad Bateman 25 plus receiving yards. If you are going to be our number 2 receiver in this team, you should be easily getting 25 plus receiving yards. That's how I'm looking at it. And that takes you to a plus
Yeah.
547. Then I have my straight, which I told you I hammered already. Derrick Henry over 65 and a half. It can go from 62 and a half to 67 and a half on whatever platform you're on. I like it at either or. And I'd even take it up to 70 or 80 plus yards. When you look at the
Yeah.
last 5 times he played the Chiefs, he's hit that line. Last time he played them, put a 118, I believe, and that was with Malik Willis at quarterback for the Titans, not Lamar Jackson. I like that a lot. And then I will give you my long shot lay plus
Okay.
4,667. Dealing
Mm.
with the guy on my shirt. All right, I am a Bateman truther. I know some
Okay.
people in the chat, aren't big at truthers. So I have obviously Derrick Henry over 62 and a half rushing yards. I have Lamar Jackson 40 plus rushing yards. Derrick Henry, anytime first half touchdown scorer. Rashad Bateman, 5 plus receptions. Rashad
Mm.
Bateman, 60 plus yards. He has hit 5 receptions in 6 career games in 3 years. They all came against some pretty good teams. Pretty good team. The most was 6 against the Bills in that rainy game in 2022 when they beat us at home. But looking at it, I think Zay will be getting double teamed. I think Manders will be getting double teamed. We were talking about if Beta's on a one-on-one, I can definitely see him, getting the targets. The 5 is probably not going to happen, but I just put in there for a long shot, no sweat bet, doesn't hit, get my money back. Just having some fun, basically. So if you want to tail it,
Yeah.
tail lightly. I am not the best, I'll admit it. I'm just out here having fun, having a good time. Here for a good time, not a long time, basically.
No, I feel you. I like the fact that you're putting a lot of faith in Bateman because I mean it makes sense, right? I mean, like logically speaking, this is a guy who stats say he gets open, right? All off season, all we've heard about is how they want to get Bateman more incorporated. They even gave him a deal to prove that they are committed to a Rashad Bateman. You know, before we even went live just now, I was telling you about the clip of Lamar Jackson kind of practicing throws to Bateman, right? And Bateman's climbing the ladder. He's getting up there. Now it is raining. It is raining. We don't know how much that's going to affect the passing game, things like that. We'll see. But man, I can definitely see Bate getting that 25 yards in the safe parlay. Like that's easy. That's easy. And then Lamar Jackson 25 plus rushing yards, easy money. I think you said a. Did you say was it Derrick Henry first half touchdown in the safe play, or was that in the long shot?
That was in a long shot, first half touchdown.
That was in the long shot. Okay, okay. Go back over the safe play one more time for me.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. I was thinking about maybe just sprinkling on Derrick Henry first touchdown scorer. If we get the ball, if we stop them, or if we get the ball first, I can see us driving down the field and give it to him on the goal line, or maybe in the red zone.
Yeah.
But for the safe lay, Zay Flowers 4 plus receptions, Derrick Henry 50 plus yards, Lamar Jackson 25 plus yards, Isaiah Pacheco 50 plus yards. For the Pacheco, he had 68 on us against us in the AFC Championship. I feel like with the loss of Clowney, maybe not as strong, but I still think he'll put up over 50 yards rushing on us. And that's,
Yeah.
I mean, I call it safe, so plus 547. But to me, I think every single one of them, I try to put logic behind it. And it kind of gave me a little bit of hope. And that's what kills you in the end. Not the safest of safes, but if you're looking for a good time, there you go.
Yeah, you're not really back into the NFL season until you lose your parlay by one leg that you really thought was gonna hit, right? So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But hopefully we hit tonight. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get into to my safe parlay. Before we do that though,
Cool. Let's do it.
got a super chat donation coming from DWAS. Dropping the 99 cent down in the chat below. We appreciate you, bro. Making it rain here on episode
Thank you,
260 of
Left.
PRP.
That's a question.
And DWAS.
That's just a
Yeah.
question.
It says, what's your opinion on Sean Hockley being the referee tonight? Yeah, so Sean Hockley, brother of Ed Hockley, famous NFL referees. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, did he ref the AFC Championship game last year too?
He did not. No, Sean Smith. That's who it was.
Okay, I knew it was a Sean. But yeah, I mean, this game, the Ravens just can't beat themselves. A lot of what happened, why we kind of shot ourselves in the foot last season in the conference championship game, was just us being immature, right? Not acting like we had been there before. We had been there, we had done that, i.e. Zay Flowers, right? I think that who else had something stupid? Travis Kelce was like heckling somebody, one of our players, and he ended up pushing him, and since he was the one who retaliated, he got the flag thrown at him. Who was that again? Van Noy. Right. Yep. So the Ravens just can't beat themselves. It's all about staying locked in. Lamar Jackson says it himself. You can keep the refs out of the game, at least for the most part, as long as you stay locked in up here. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what it
Yeah.
boils down to. Will there be a bad call here or there? Sure. But that's not going to ultimately determine the outcome of this football game. I think that the Ravens are in full control of their destiny here. I don't think that the fix is in. I'm not doing that right now.
Yeah.
It's too early for all that. It's too early, to be honest with you. But no, I don't really have much of an opinion on Sean Hockley being the referee tonight. The Ravens just got to lock in.
Facts. All right,
Yeah.
let's hear yours. I'm looking forward to this.
All right, cool. So before we get out of here, let me go ahead and share with you guys my Sutton Safe trademarked parlay. Right, so it's going to be a 3-leg. Starting off with Derrick Henry over on the rushing yards. Now, when I took this like on Tuesday or something like that, right? It was at 67.5. So I got Derrick Henry going over 67.5 yards. I was surprised that it came down as the game time got closer. I thought it would hold the line
Yeah.
right there or maybe even jump up a yard or two. And then after that, I have Lamar Jackson anytime touchdown scorer. Okay, so here's my thing. I think that Derrick Henry will break off maybe one or two intermediate to like long, like deep runs, right? And then once we get into the red zone, let's say we get within the 5, let's see we get within the 3, which I can totally see us doing in this game. I think we line Derrick Henry back up there, and then they stop the run through the middle. Lamar keeps, he walks in. I think it could be one of those sort of ideals. Or if we're in the red zone, let's say within the 10, and we decide to throw the football, and let's say the pocket breaks down, and Lamar
Mm,
Jackson scrambles outside, I can
mm,
see him getting to the boundary and
mm.
getting in the end zone. And you can get the Lamar Jackson anytime touchdown score at plus 200. I want to say something like that. So that's kind of like the juice on this parlay. So far, I
Plus
got Derrick
230
Henry.
now.
Oh, exactly. I think I took it for a little bit less than that too. So far, I got Derrick Henry over 67.5 rushing yards. I got Lamar Jackson anytime touchdown. And then I also have, to wrap it up, I got Mark Andrews, 4 catches. That's it. Mark Andrews, 4 catches. Lamar Jackson, anytime touchdown score. And Derrick Henry over 67.5 yards. You can get that. Well, I got it for plus 694. So that's going to be my
Wow.
safe parlay for this one. I think it's a pretty good deal. You get some good value on that. But yeah, man, that's what I'm going with.
It's now plus 750 on FanDuel. So the odds have went up
Yeah,
from that.
yeah. Just saying, I would take it.
So
And the Henry
there,
over for the rushing yards is lower now too. I think it's at what, 65.5?
62 and a half.
Yeah,
Come on, guys.
yeah. They're going to be running the football. They're going to be running the football too. Yeah, Mark Andrews is an all reliable target even in the rain. Yeah, this parlay might hit. I'm telling you, man. This one is. I got a lot of
Okay.
faith in this one. So we'll see. We'll see. Um, but yeah, I'll go ahead and leave it there for the Purple Rain parlays, and we'll go ahead and leave it there for this episode of the show. Listen, guys, football is back, so we got to get to watching this game, man. The game comes on in maybe about 30 minutes. I don't think they're gonna delay it or anything like that. So yeah, let's get right to it. Thank you guys so much for coming through to this episode of the Purple Rain Podcast, episode 260. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Sutton Def, like you see down below. You can follow my guy Simply on Twitter at SimplyAS10 or on Instagram at SimplyAS10.prod. And you can find us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast, where we are still live streaming as we speak. So hello to everybody on Instagram. We appreciate you guys for coming through. Yeah, lastly, our sponsor, Manscaped. Like Alex led the episode with, we got some new Manscaped stuff coming on the way. We cannot wait to share it with you guys. So make sure you go on manscaped.com. And if you see something you like today, put in our code PRP. You get yourself 20% off, plus free international shipping. I am so excited for this game tonight, guys. So I'm not going to mince any more words. So with that being said, I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming through to this episode, this pre-game episode of the Purple Rain Podcast. Before you go, I'm going to kind of take what Boss said, but twist the words. For good luck on this weekend, parlays, the Ravens, like the video to lock in that good luck.
Yes.
That's all I'm asking for.
Yes.
No, I'm not asking
Yeah.
for a subscribe. I'm asking for a like. Subscribe if you want to. Like the video. Please and thank you. It's free, unlike these parlays. With that being said, appreciate everybody coming out. Appreciate all the comments, the super chats, likes, subscribes, people from Instagram, from X. Thank you all. And as always, as freaking always. Stay positive.
Yes.
Test negative.
Yes. And never, ever, ever forget, even on the rainiest of days, to call God. It's been episode 260 of the Purple Rain Podcast. We're going to catch you guys in the next